Anybody have any questions? Number one is A. Number two is B. Number three is D. Four is C. Five is B. Six is C. Everybody's good with that so far? Yes.
I was kind of confused on 6.
60 degrees is what fractional part of the circumference?
1/6.
Right. So the radius is 3, right?
Yeah.
So it's 6 pi divided by 6.
Okay.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know why I left 7 blank. If AB is 12, that means EB is what? 6, right? And if OE is 4, and OF is 4, find CF. CF has to be what? You might tell me? 6, right? Because they are the same distance from the center of the circle, that means AB is congruent to CD, which means CF is congruent to AE. Okay, number 8, find the radius of a circle if a 48-meter chord is 7 meters from the center. All right, I just really feel like we should be able to draw these out. Anybody have any questions with 8? This is the picture for number 8. Number 9 is B. The angle is half the arc. Anybody have any questions with number 10? Opposite angles of an inscribed quadrilateral are always supplementary. Yeah. Opposite angles of an inscribed quadrilateral are always supplementary. Okay, what about number 11? Does everybody agree this is kind of just knowing the rules, right? A couple formulas. All right, flip the page. Remember here, X is the average of the arcs. X is the average of the arcs. 122 plus 68 divided by 2 equals X. Anybody have any questions with 12? Uh, 13, same principle for 13. We would just say 48 plus Y divided by 2 equals 64. Everybody okay with that? Now in 14, it's the difference of the intercepted arcs. So this would be 96 minus Z divided by 2 equals 20. So the next one is 100 minus 32 divided by 2 equals X. Now for 16, remember this is the product. So we would say 3 times 9 equals 6 times y. Remember on 17, the outside times the whole length is equal to the outside times the whole length. Everybody's good? And these are the circles. Remember, it was x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. H comma k is considered the center, and r is equal to the radius. Do we have any questions with that? So r squared equals 289. Square root of 289 is 17. Do we have any questions with 19? Say that again. Yeah, well, if the center's at the origin, h and k are both 0. Right? So that's why it's x minus 0 squared, or just x squared, right?
So is origin just 0, 0?
That's correct. Very good. The origin is 0, 0. And then is everybody okay with 20? The center, remember, for number 20, the center would be 3 comma negative 2. And the radius is 2. Anybody have any issues with that? All right, now 21. The outside times the whole length is equal to the outside times the whole length. X can't be negative. Distance can't be negative. Anybody have any questions with 21? Anybody? Twenty-two is just remembering, correct? That's a 45, 45, 90. So that's just 3 radical 2. Anybody have any questions with 23? I'm sorry, 22. All right, now on 23. Because it's a square, the diameter is equal to 6 radical 2. And they're asking for the what? Circumference. So we would just say 6 radical 2 times pi. I don't care if it says rounded near 100.
Why is it radical 2?
Because it's a 45, 45, 90, remember?
Um,
Right? And if you didn't remember that, you could just do a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Good with that? All right. For 24, I got x equals 37. And then xw I got was 149. Anybody have any questions with that? Now, technically, for number 25, I really think they should say, I should have put in there 80 degrees. Right. Anybody have any questions with 25? Now, for those of you guys who maybe need to see it again, arc is 2 pi r times n out of 360. Arc length. Anybody have any questions with that? Nobody? $26. Now remember, these are the ones that are hard because sometimes you have to draw in a different radius to help you. Everybody see how I got 5? Now, I don't think I finished this, right? Because 49 minus 25, but they want GH, correct? So what would GH actually be?
4.
Thank you for listening. 4 radical 6. Anybody have any questions with that? Yeah, 27 was really nice. Everybody needs to look at 27. I thought that was really hard. If you were able to get that one, pat yourself on the back a little bit. That was good. Right, I had to draw it out. Now, this was the hard part. It said the distance between the two chords is 23. This distance is 23. So the distance from the center to one chord is X, and the distance from one center to the other chord would be 23 minus X. Now I'm going to blow it up a little bit so we can see. Does everybody agree then once I did that, what I did was this is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, right? And then this was a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And what's true about c in this case? C is the what? That's right. C is the radius. And the radius is equal. So it was just x squared plus 8 squared equals 15 squared plus 23 minus x squared. But I'm going to be honest, as soon as I wrote down 8 and 15, I guessed the answer was going to be what? 17, because it was a what? Yeah, it was a triple. All right. It was a triple. All right. That was hard. Please look that over and make sure you're good with that. That was a nice little problem. All right, I think that's where I ended. All right, so let's try to we got a lot of work to do. Let's see what we can do. All right, 28. Can anybody tell me what's x on 28? Now remember, this arc right here is how much? 94. So now what's x?
47.
Yeah, come on. Very good. 47. 47 degrees, half the intercept of arc. So find the radius of a circle if each side of an inscribed square has a length of 8. Well, that's not bad, right? If we draw in the diameter, that should help you see it a little better. 8, 8. So what's the diameter? 8 radical 2. And they're interested in the what? Radius. So the radius would be what? 4 radical 2 centimeters. All right, hopefully this is making sense. 30. All right, I just drew a circle for you. Encircle O, so let's find the center, and that's O. OA and OB are radii, and the measure of BOA is 120. So if I call this B, I call this A. So that's 120 degrees. This is letter A down here. So PA and PB have a length of 10. So here, from here to here, and from here to here is 10. Now keep in mind, this is 120 degrees here. This is 90 and this is 90. I need to find OA. Wait a minute. This over here is P. Ooh, this is kind of nice because if that's 120, if I draw this in, this creates a what? Yeah, 30, 60, 90 triangle. Thank you very much. So was anybody able to say, well, going from the 60 to the 30 is divided by radical 3. 10 divided by radical 3. So OA is equal to 10 divided by radical 3. And if I rationalize that, that's 10 radical 3 over 3. Now, if you wanted to use trig on that, you know what, guys? I don't care about that. All right, so somebody tell me if I had to figure out what OA was. What trig function could I use? Tangent of 60 is equal to 10 over x. Thank you very much. So x would be 10 divided by tangent of 60. So do that on your calculator. And tell me if that's the same as 10 divided by radical 3. Same, right? All right, that's a good way to check your work. All right, I thought that was a good problem. Okay. Here's another circle. And then there's a quadrilateral. All right, that's what they mean if you didn't understand that. quadrilateral A, B, C, D is circumscribed about circle O if AB is 7, BC is 11, and DC is 8. Ooh, this was a good one. Anybody able to do that? Anybody? All right, so let's try to figure this out. Does everybody agree that this is equal to this, right?
Yeah.
This is equal to this, right? So if I say this is A, this is also A, correct? And if this is B, this is also B. And let's just call this C and C. And just to be consistent, we'll call this down here D and D. Does everybody agree with that? Now, does everybody agree that the perimeter is going to have how many A's, how many B's, how many C's, and how many D's? Come on, guys, help me out. Tell me. Yeah, right. So everybody should write down 2A plus 2B plus 2C plus 2D is equal to the perimeter. So does everybody agree that A plus B plus C plus D is equal to the perimeter divided by 2, right?
Yeah.
Now, what does A plus B have to equal? 11. So immediately I just said 11 I'm missing what? I'm missing C and D. So let me just write A plus B has to equal 11. B plus D has to equal 8, right? Anybody tell me what half the perimeter? Well, 7 plus 11 plus 8, 15, 26. So 13. I don't know if that's going to help me. 13 plus C is equal to half the perimeter. Does anybody agree with that? Oh, no, because it's half of C plus D. So we don't know what D is either. Ooh, C plus D. Does C plus D equals 2? No. All right, anybody else have any ideas on that? C plus D. C plus D can't be 2. A plus B has to equal 11. A plus C has to equal 7. B plus D has to equal 8. Does I agree with that? A plus B has to equal 11. So if I add those, 2A plus 2B plus C plus D has to equal 26. Oh. So now A plus B has to equal 11. So 2 times A plus B plus C plus D equals 26. A plus B is 11, so that'd be 22 plus C plus D equals 20. C plus D must equal 4 then.
Did you make them into just triangles?
Into what?
Triangles?
What do you mean?
Like, put the triangle into triangle?
You mean draw AC?
Yeah. Or, well, first DB and then AC.
But how does that help me, bud? But those aren't right angles, are they? I do know that C plus D has to equal 4 though. Oh. I added C plus D equals 4. Come on, guys, keep thinking. C plus D has to equal 4. A may have to just result. Wow. Come on, there should be some math. C plus D has to equal 4. All right, I'm not sure. We'll figure it out in a minute. All right, but I think we should keep going. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 32 now. Okay, so here, let's make this a y right here, guys. And then that relates. So we would say x plus y divided by 2 must equal 46, right? Everybody see that? And then we would say x minus y divided by 2 has to equal 12. So multiply both sides by 2, you would get x plus y equals 92, and x minus y equals 24. Now you can add those together. 2x equals 106. So x is equal to 58 degrees. That was kind of tricky too. You may have any questions with that? All right, let's knock out 33. Find the radius of a circle whose equation is that. All right, so does everybody agree we're missing r squared? So 1 goes in for x and 4 goes in for y. So 1 minus 3 squared plus 4 minus 2 squared equals r squared. 4 plus 4 equals r squared. R squared equals 8. So the radius was what? Radical 8, which is the same as what? 2 radical 2. Anybody have any questions with 2 radical 2? Okay, write the equation of the circle with the diameter having endpoints -2, 6, and 8, 4. So let's just draw this out a little bit. So -2, 6 would be somewhere over here, and 8, 4 would be somewhere right over here. So does everybody agree that's the diameter? So the radius would be where? I mean, or the center would be where? In the middle, which is a clue. If it's in the middle, we need to find the what? Midpoint. So the center is equal to the midpoint. So the center is equal to the midpoint. So remember, the midpoint is -2 plus 8 divided by 2, comma 6 plus 4 divided by 2. So who calculated that? 3, comma 5. Everybody good with that? So now you just come over and you just say x minus 3 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals r squared. So everybody agree with that? Now we're missing r again, but we have points. So what can we do with either one of these points? Plug it in. So if I plug in 8, 8 minus 3 is 5 plus, oh, I feel bad. 8 minus 3 squared plus 4 minus 5 squared equals r squared. 5 squared plus -1 squared equals r squared. 25 plus 1 equals r squared. R squared equals 26. So the radius was the square root of 26. Everybody agree with that? Anybody have any questions? So the equation then would just be x minus 3 x minus 3 squared plus y minus 5 squared equals 26. Okay. Let's try to find ACE. Trying to find that angle right there. I have one arc here. I have one arc here. How many degrees? So here's what I think my recommendation is. Let's just go through here and put what we know. All right, I think that's more beneficial. This right here is how many degrees? 90. All right. Now, if this arc right here is 82 degrees, then let's look at this angle. This angle right here, from here to here, would be what? So we're okay with that being 41? That's half the arc. So that's 41 degrees. And this right here, this arc again, I'm looking at 82. So does everybody agree this would be 41 degrees right here? Because that's half of 82. Which forces this angle right here to be 49 degrees. Now, did it say AF was a tangent? Which means this must be what? 90 degrees. FE is also tangent. So if this is 49 degrees right here, 49 times 2 is 98, correct? So that means I know from here to here is 50 degrees, because 50 plus 48 is 98. Does everybody agree with that? Which now brings me to the fact that we know all of this right here. We know all those arcs. So if I were to add that up, 82 and 48 is 130. 70 plus 50 is 120. 130 and 120 is 250. 250 from 360 is 110. So that makes this arc here 110 degrees. And now that we know that, I think we can figure everything out. So now we know that angle C is equal to the big arc, which is 110, minus 48. Divide that by 2. And what's that? 31. Is that 31?
Yeah.
All right, so 31 degrees. All right, now let's look at ADB. Well, we found that already, right? We good with that being 41 degrees? AFE. AFE. Now, wait a minute. This angle right here is still the big arc minus the small arc. It's not half. So it would be 250 minus 110 divided by 2. All right, hold on 1 second. 140 divided by 2, what's that? 70 degrees. Okay, so what we can do is, listen, yeah, I don't mind. We can wait till Wednesday. All right, that'll give us an extra day. All right, since I didn't get to finish.